It has been an intense couple of days. After that storm, we did some storm cleanup. Then we had to wait for another storm to roll through. And then fix the landscape fabric. I fixed the landscape fabric. If you're wondering what it looked like the first time we did it, only crankier. Then we moved on to burning holes. I'm excited. And putting out seedlings. And it's been a lot. Before we move on to all that, can I show you my peonies? They're so massive and pretty. I adore peonies. These bushes I planted a long time ago, and they flower first because they're kind of near the house. And then I have a whole row of them over in the dog pen that are just going to be amazing once they bloom. They smell so good. Smell them. So good. Shed Snake is not here right now, but every time it's sunny, he's been hanging out. So this is Shed Snake's new hangout spot. Look, he's just so cute. Like he's just chilling there. Okay. Uh-oh. That looks great. I can replace it if I need to. So we made a plan for where we're putting things. This row right here is of cabbages and kale and celery, things that are slightly far apart, but not too far apart. We're gonna put a bunch of cucumbers here, possibly some other stuff, because that looks like it would be a ridiculous amount of cucumbers. And then we're gonna do some lettuce and stuff. Cucumbers are for pickles. We did not make any pickles last year. My mom did, and they were so good. I was like, we really need to make pickles. We're having one row for the tomatoes, scaling way back from what we normally do. I think that we'll still get a lot of tomatoes. In past years, I feel like we lost a lot to the chickens. Like I just didn't keep up on picking them, so we had a lot of loss. So I think with less plants, I'll have more time to just focus on them. And I think we should still get a lot of tomatoes. This row here is for peppers and basil. I planted way too many basil seeds. I planted way too many of everything, honestly. These are all green beans. About 200 green bean plants. Direct seeded, and I seeded all of this while we were still burning holes. Then I went over and was seeding that, and then came back through because I forgot and it was super late at night, and started reseeding where I had already seeded. So that's about how I've been doing lately. I'm seeding things that I already seeded. I think we're gonna do our squashes and large things here. And then this is all zinnia and sunflowers, which is going to be just fabulous because those things look fabulous together. I'm already loving the fact that there aren't a whole bunch of weeds. I think this is gonna be a big game changer. But here, let me show you. When I say I seeded too much, I seeded too much. These are Chinese cabbage, you know, like a bok choy type of thing, I guess. Basically, with all the seeding that I did, I just dumped seeds into buckets. I always am upset at myself that I have not done succession planting properly, and this year will not be an exception. Succession planting I need to work on. These are extra. I already planted the ones I wanted to plant. So I might just do rows of cabbages everywhere. I don't know. Likewise, I planted a bunch of kale. This needs to be watered. And then I was thinking, because I haven't fully planted this out yet, that I'm the only one really in our family who eats kale. So I don't need 500 kale plants. I need like 2. Because I also don't know a good way of preserving kale. I went heavy on the, you can barely see them. What I did plant most of is red cabbage. Because I like sauerkraut, and I like, just like, you know, the warm rotkohl, which rotkohl literally is just red cabbage. But, you know, when you make it kind of sweet and it's like heated up, you can can that. So anything I can preserve, then I'm down with that. Like the 200 plants of green beans, like I can can those. So that's good. So this whole area, we're gonna do corn and sweet potatoes. I need to show you the sweet potato slips. I have started putting them and rooting them, and I just need to get them out. Here's a volunteer Chinese cabbage. Look how big it is compared to my little seeds. I love it when they just grow randomly. Pretty sure this is volunteer corn. I had glass gem corn over here last year. Pretty sure that's what this is. Those are seeds from plants, from seeds, from plants, from seeds, from Meg, from seed to fork. They mean a lot to me. A lot of garden seeds are like seeds from plants given from people. They all have stories. Here are those carrots that we direct seeded. Looking good. Maybe I'll stick some lettuce out with these. The garlic is getting completely overtaken by weeds. We're in the weeds. And then I have a lot of milkweed coming up because I grow milkweed in the garden. I'm not going to let it grow everywhere. I'm really not, but I am going to have a little section somewhere around here where they can grow because I love them. I think they smell amazing. They look great. And I love monarch butterflies and I love the caterpillars and they just make me so happy. And part of it is like to have a happy garden somewhere where you really want to be. And I love coming out and looking for those caterpillars. So they're staying. Not all of them, but some of them are staying. Potatoes looking very potato-y. Remember we planted more over here on Derby. I don't see them coming up yet. No, that's grass. It might be a minute on those. Gross. That is special. So we have been having thunderstorms the past few days. Possibly gonna get some more wind here tomorrow night. So I'm gonna try to put large buckets down on the weed mat. This is sage that I dug up from the garden before we redid it all. Look how pretty. It's all flowering and pretty. So I'll probably move some of these buckets and put them down to weigh down the landscape fabric so we don't have a repeat of last time, especially now that things are planted. Here are the cosmos we planted. I do not know where to put those. Somewhere in the unweeded matted section, I guess. Do you do that? Like trying to come up with a plan for where to put things, it just makes my brain explode. So I'm gonna talk basil. Basil. Don't need that much basil. Nobody needs that much basil. Nobody. Here's the lettuce. I really need to separate this out quickly. Spinach, same thing. I might put that just in one of these large pots. This is what's left over of all the zinnia seeds. I did the 2 rows all the way down and we still have all these. Probably just put them places just like around. I just love flowers, so if I can tuck them in somewhere, they're getting tucked in. Like my celery is coming up. I've never grown celery before, so that's pretty exciting. I actually have a grocery store celery plant that I need to put out. That will look very impressive. It's very big. So the next step is to put out the tomatoes, the peppers, seed the corn, put out the sweet potatoes and the cucumbers, and finish the fence and build gates and everything else. I was about to say, I don't think I can do any more today. I said that the other day and then I was out like in the dark, in the rain. We're still out planting. You can't see me. It's dark. But it's coming together and it will get together and I don't want to burn myself out. Don't overdo it to the point where you get sick and then you can't do anything. Don't do that. That's bad. So basically that's it. Things are very busy. I feel like there's not enough hours in the day. And even when there are, I feel like I don't have enough energy in my body to use all the hours of the day, but we're getting done what we can get done and that's just going to have to be good enough. Thanks for coming over and see ya.